See the Ozarks, the touristic image. Tourism is big business in the Ozarks. This large, semi-mountainous region in the center of the United States attracts tens of millions of visitors every year. Branson, Lake of the Ozarks, and Eureka Springs are draws. The wild, undeveloped parts are popular with outdoor recreationalists. See the Ozarks is a hardback book that, in 10 illustrated chapters, shows how tourism came to the Rocky Hills of Missouri and Arkansas. Sportsmen discovered the place after the Civil War when railroads penetrated the interior to exploit the virgin forests. Trains provided access to fish and game that were diminishing in a rapidly industrializing America. Game parks and estates were acquired by the upper classes. R.E. Bruner, a capitalist from Kansas City, bought an old mill powered by a large spring and attempted to develop a complex with both trout fishing and dancing. When the venture failed, Dr. Thomas Salmon, St. Louis soap magnate, bought Roaring River at auction and donated it to the state. A spur of the Missouri Pacific delivered the well-to-do of the Gilded Age to Eureka Springs, Arkansas. The overdressed nouveau riche consumed spring water for their health and promenaded to confirm their status. After the medicinal benefits of drinking spring water were discredited, the spa fell from favor. Today, it's popular for its arts, crafts, music, and dining. The crowds are not overdressed. They arrive by automobile, but can take an excursion on Eureka Springs and North Arkansas Railway. To advance transportation, the government gave favored railroads big chunks of public land, as well as carrying sportsmen and tourists into the Ozarks and milled lumber and railroad ties out. The Missouri Pacific, Frisco, and Iron Mountain lines became real estate agents. A small farm in the Ozarks is the opportunity you need, headlined a Frisco newspaper ad. Enjoying a healthy life on cheap land of your own still attracts those seeking peace and quiet away from the chaos and woe of cities. Today's settlers are more likely to be retirees than agriculturalists. Harold Bell Wright, a part-time preacher and aspiring writer, rode the rails into the White River Hills in the early 1900s. There he met an elderly couple of hardscrabble homesteaders. Wright penned a romantic novel, The Shepherd of the Hills, loosely based on life in the Ozarks, which sold millions of copies. Old Matt's log cabin has been a shrine for tourists for a century. While the area is now called Branson, not Shepherd of the Hills country, the Arcadian influences haven't disappeared. Intermixed with new themes and pop culture are country music shows which, like Silver Dollar City and Shepherd of the Hills, venerate an earlier, simpler, and presumably more virtuous America. From the 1930s through the 1960s, a less righteous and wholesome derivation of pioneer America became associated with Ozark imagery. The chapter Hill Folk and Hillbillies delves into the origin of this icon of self-indulgence, sloth, and sin. Now considered politically incorrect, hillbillies are rarely seen, but once adorned Ozark postcards, souvenir ashtrays, and decals. Log cabins are preserved throughout the area. The presumption is that they were originally inhabited by God-fearing hillfolk, not hell-raising hillbillies. When good roads permitted automobile travel, small towns attempted to get into the tourist business. Organizations like the Ozark Playgrounds Association stuck with Arcadian motifs in their promotion of the region. Indeed, this arts and crafts style fits the region's natural opportunities for primitive recreation. Extensive national forests and 3 federally protected rivers offer solace to fishermen, hunters, campers, and floaters. Rustic structures built by the WPA in Adirondack-style architecture survive in parks. High dams came to the Ozarks in 1931 when Union Electric's Bagnell Dam created Lake of the Ozarks. Since then, the Army Corps of Engineers has attempted to convert all the free-flowing streams in the highlands into reservoirs. These lakes are fished, but are also filled with motorized pleasure craft. Dam projects for hydropower and flood control don't lend themselves to pioneering themes. There has not yet evolved a machine-age literature and mythos as appropriate as Arcadianism was to early Ozark tourism. Unfortunately, See the Ozarks hadn't been published when CBS 60 Minutes came to Branson to report on the Ozark tourism phenomenon. Morley Safer looked squarely into the camera and famously asked, "How did this come to be?" You can find the answer to that question here in the pages of See the Ozarks. This hardcover, all-color book should be on the bookshelf or coffee table of everyone who loves coming to the Ozarks, or who thinks they might. It also makes a perfect gift. Though not a traditional guidebook, See the Ozarks is an excellent companion for the traveler, revealing the rest of the story of the many attractions that have lured generations of visitors to these hills. The Journal of the Society for Commercial Archaeology had high praise for See the Ozarks. See the Ozarks is a gem of a book. The authors blend their own readable prose with information worth reading. And a uniquely high order it is. Theirs is not a dumbed-down picture book. The Paytons understand very consciously the context in and about which they write. Every page displays brochures and/or historical photographs, maps, postcards, many of them rare, that testify most obviously to the Paytons' capacity for evoking the tourist sense of place about the Ozarks. Published at $24.95, See the Ozarks is now available from the publisher at the special price of $20, U.S. postage paid, tax included. You can order with a credit card at beautifulozarks.com or send a check for $20 to Lens and Pen Press, 4067 South Franklin, Springfield, Missouri, 65807.